Top story, Louisville Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey for a second day, clearing up the comments he made about the victim of a homicide. And WHAS 11 News is the only station there to hear what he said. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. It's our top story at 6. I'm Doug Prophet. The chief apologizing again this morning to LaTasha White's family. White was reported missing from the Buchel neighborhood and was last seen April 28th by family and friends. White's family saying they noticed she never showed up at work and her personal belongings were still at her home. A missing persons report for White was filed by police on May 1st, but her family says they warned Metro Police she was missing days before. LMPD says she was murdered by her boyfriend. Her body was found days after she was reported missing. At a news conference this week, Chief Humphrey pushed back against their concerns, saying it was, quote, White's behavior that ultimately placed her in the situation she ended up in. And then this morning, he makes a surprise appearance at the Bishop's Table. That's a packed community event held every Friday morning at Gospel Missionary Church by Bishop Dennis Lyons. WHAS 11's Alexandra Goldberg is here. And Alexandra, how was that apology taken in that packed room?
Doug, right at that roundtable, some city leaders said that they appreciated Chief Humphrey coming to the table with no hesitation to explain himself. And Mayor Craig Greenberg doubled down on just that. He said the first step to mending any broken public trust is through an apology.
Amen.
What I said, the words that I chose in that one sentence were wrong. And I own that.
WHAS 11 News, the only station at the Bishop's Table, Friday morning, hosted by Bishop Dennis Lyons.
And so yesterday I apologized about that.
All right, thank you.
Metro Police Chief Paul Humphrey rowing back again on his comment made about the case of LaTasha White, a Louisville woman who police say was killed by her boyfriend, 44-year-old Jamie Shelby. His original statement from Wednesday.
LaTasha White's behavior placed her in the position she ultimately ended up in.
Louisville Urban League President Lyndon Pryor explaining the bigger picture following the divisive comment.
I think there was a willingness of some of us to accept what happened to Ms. White, depending on what she may or may not have done. And what I want you all to understand is that there is nothing that we are going to do, that any of you are going to do, that devalues your humanity, that diminishes your dignity, or that takes away your right to life.
The chief showing up at the weekly meeting, hoping to address the public outcry over what he said about White's case.
Evidence shows that at the time of her murder, the two were en route together to commit another murder.
We should never shame victims, but we should also tell the truth. And we have a problem in the city.
Mayor Greenberg, in the case of LaTasha White, were Chief Humphrey's comments, did they contribute to any erosion of public trust between the black community and the police department?
When we make mistakes, it's important to acknowledge those mistakes. And so I appreciate Chief Humphrey acknowledging and making that apology yesterday. I think that was very important so that we can move forward, bring justice to Ms. White's family and closure for them, and bring the community together so that we can all move forward together.
Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says the apology is the first step towards healing. Humphrey saying sorry once again to a crowd at the roundtable.
I appreciate the grace that you've given me, because the only way that you can have leadership that is going to tell you the truth is if they feel comfortable that when they make mistakes and they own them, that the community is going to accept that.
That's right. Amen.
What I said.
Chief Humphrey said when you are involved in a violent crime, you're more likely to be a victim of violent crime. He held on to his consistent message that decreasing violence in the city starts with the youth. In studio, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 on your side. Doug.